Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Joyful Writer Method Week 2. I'm really glad you're here. Excuse me. Last week, we did a little bit of an overview about what the Joyful Writer Method is about, and that's that we're not only working on writing, we're working on our relationship to our writing and making sure that we write consistently. The more we write, the better we get. If we're consistent, we create momentum, we create a habit, and we finish what we've started. Now, this week, what I really want to talk about is I want to talk about goals. And goals are a little different than deadlines, right? Because a deadline is, you know what, I'm going to finish my novella by December 31st, 2023. So that's a deadline. A goal is, what's my goal for this week, right? You know, there's a pretty famous saying, I think it's Confucius, says, you know, something about archer who aims at nothing is bound to hit the target, right? So we've got to create little goals, which are steps towards a deadline, which is that deadline is finishing, right? I'm going to repeat myself a lot because it's important. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are as a writer or what a great story you have or how great your similes are, or this incredible character you've written, if you don't finish. So that's really finishing, and then we reverse engineer it, okay? So that's why I've created a weekly planner. You've got this weekly planner, this weekly goals, and every day, every Sunday night, you're going to take that out and you're going to go, what are my goals for this week? You know what? I want to, and you want to start off really realistic, okay? So you want to say, you know what? I want to have 5 pages this week. Or let's say if a page is 250 words, you see, I want to have 1,250 words by the end of this week, right? There's a famous quote, a page a day, a book a year, right? If we can write a page a day, we've got 365 pages at the end of a year. We've got a novel, we've got a memoir, right? We've got 3 screenplays. So consistency, goals, okay? So then at the end of the week, you're going to write down the total, because you've got your goals at the top, and then you've got how much you did every day, and then you've got what you actually did at the bottom. Now, what's really important, if you thought, you know what, I'm going to write 10 pages this week, and I'm going to get to the computer 45 minutes every day. And then at the end of the week, you go, damn, I only made it I only made 5 pages, and I only made it to the computer 3 times. No, don't go, I wrote 3 pages and I got to the computer 3 times. Don't look at what you didn't do. Focus on what you did do, because that also creates momentum, right? Because we don't want to turn writing into a punitive, judgmental parent. We don't want to turn writing into flossing. I always say this thing that you're supposed to do, but you never do. Although I've been much better at it lately. Okay. So the last step of creating your weekly goals, you create them, you write them down. Every night you write them down. And every night you go, oh, I didn't write today. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to put the timer on for 5 minutes, and I'm going to write for 5 minutes today, right? So every night you write it down, but you also celebrate. Right? Beating yourselves up does no good. If beating ourselves up worked, everyone would be incredibly successful. Right? Because I think we all tend to give ourselves a hard time. So the last piece of the goals puzzle is to celebrate in some way. Maybe you just call your best friend and you go, listen, I'm doing this new thing. I actually wrote 4 times this week, and I did 2,000 words. And then you make sure you call the friend that goes, you're amazing.